Let's talk about this Brazil versus Paraguay game. Honestly, Brazil was the better team. I think throughout this entire tournament, Brazil has the better players in almost any matchup. First half starts off, and I tell you what, Paraguay knew what they were doing. A lot of fouls, slowing the ball up, slowing the game up. They were literally having Dani Alves charging up that right side to get connection, to get link-up play. But literally, first half, it was almost just kind of a wash, right? I mean, not a wash, but for the most part, you just figured they were still trying to get their juices going. Second half. Let's just slow down real quick here. This game ended in a tie going to sudden death penalty kicks, right? So Brazil is at home. Brazil is playing with the pressure of the country on their shoulders, but still, you've got Roberto Firmino, you have Everton, you have Coutinho, you have Arthur, you have Dani Alves, you have Gabriel Jesus, you have the back lineup, Felipe Luis. Let's just be honest, they're a star-studded team. The problem is, throughout the entire game, they had 70% possession versus 30% for Paraguay. Okay, so they had the ball the majority of the time. They were making the plays. But their link-up play at the top it's so disjointed. Whenever, say Dani Alves is running down the right side trying to get play going, literally it would just kind of stop at the 18-yard box, and then you would be forced into a pressure where you've got all the Brazilian players standing. They were always standing, ready for reception. It's like they didn't know. Once someone had the ball, there was no 1-2s playing off. There was no 1-2s, no going out. It was charge up, get blocked by people, and then turn around and then look for a pass. But all those passes were going to people standing. It was just kind of, I didn't understand what was happening, and then honestly, there was more open play in the first half. Second half was charge up to the top, try to find a play. Okay, we don't have a play. Let me lob the ball in. And then what I noticed too, Roberto Firmino had let's just say he wishes he had a better game. I'm not trying to slander him. The guy's a great player, but it was you had him, Gabriel Jesus, and they were just sitting in the 18-yard box. A lot of times they were playing with the goal to their back, right? Play me the ball. They would just be asking for the ball with 3 guys on them. So then it would be pulled out and they'd have to cross the ball in, and they were always standing flat. Whenever there was a successful cross, they were standing flat. Everton, he started really good at the beginning, opened up the left, but the right fullback for Paraguay just locked him down immediately, realized what was going on, realized he was always going to take him on, he wasn't going to look up for the pass, so he just started pushing him wide. He didn't know what to do, and he kept losing the ball. Roberto Firmino didn't have great, it was a very physical game. The link up in the final third for Brazil was just, it was sloppy. I don't even know what to say. Really, at the end of the day, this game I would explain as a game where they could not push a circle block through a square hole. It just didn't work. And every time they get into that finishing position, they're never open. And yes, it's true. And it is true that obviously Paraguay knows they have to load the blocks, but it's Brazil plays very central. They put all their players in the middle, and then you have I know they're trying to leave lanes open for Alexandro to play down the left when he was subbed in at half, or Dani Alves down the right. But even Dani Alves was stuck into the middle looking for plays. But it's they leave it wide open, but that pushes 6 and 7 people in the middle at all times. So if you're playing against a team that's having a defensive strategy, they're just going to sit in the middle. They're just going to sit in the middle, and then when you get the ball in the opposing side and you're in attacking formation, you literally have 8 guys around your 6. And so they, in my opinion, which is my very humble opinion, which what do I know? We're talking about Brazil here, but it seems like it would have been much better if they would play a wider game. I know a lot of times teams that have wing backs or wide defenders that rush all the way up, they play that, but it's almost like Brazil leaves the space open expecting it, opposed to playing wide. If Everton would kick out, if Gabriel Jesus would kick out, And not only did they not play wide, which is what they would, only way they were going to unlock Paraguay is to play wide so you have space in the middle. Not only did they do that, but it was almost like a tactical change. They put Coutinho in the middle with Artur, where he was playing out left in the beginning, so they had even more people in the middle trying to push through. It was, it was like, I didn't fully understand what they're doing. And then, what was his name? Balbuena got a red. So they get a red card. And not only, let me just say this too. In general, the ref was really making some weird calls against Brazil. Like, there was a lot of calls that were not full contact on Dani Alves. There was not full contact on Artur. They were calling all these crazy plays, or calling all these cards. They were either giving cards or stopping the play. I didn't understand the referee's strategy of stopping and slowing the game. And then VAR. Seriously. I'm sorry. So the red card was given, and it looked like it could have been a penalty, but VAR on my station did not allow us to see the foul. So they just put the free kick on the outside of the 18, and it was so close that Dani Alves had to shoot low, and he ended up going wide with the goalie's touch. By the way, Dani Alves is one of my favorite players. I just love the way he plays, but even they were running out of options today. And then VAR is killing me. So there was a play where Brazil, Artur literally got the ball back from a player in the very defensive end, right? So he's taking off, and apparently they were saying that a foul was committed. Well, a foul was committed, but the game played on for like 2 minutes. Not 2 minutes, but it played on for a substantial amount of time. Then they called VAR. And they rewinded the whole game. And then they gave Paraguay a free kick after the ball, the play had already proceeded. The play had already continued on. What is the rule? What is the rule for remaining time? Like, what they do with stoppage time? If you're going to stop a play and then rewind it all the way, what is the rule for that? Do you get that time back because the ref decided to call VAR a minute earlier? It was just really disjointed. All right, so now that I've been very critical against the game. It ended up being a 0-0 game. Went into penalties, and you could tell the stress was on Brazil. There was no stress on Paraguay. They were going in, they were happy. You have Alisson in goal. So it starts out, and the very first shot for Paraguay, they go on Gomez. It ends up being a miss. Alisson jumps to the left and saves it. Boom. So the pressure's now on Brazil. And then you have consecutive Willian scored. Boom. Number 10. Believe it or not, he actually has the number 10 jersey as he's playing for Brazil. Then you have Almiron. He makes it. Marquinhos makes it for Brazil. Valdez makes it. Coutinho makes a little stutter to the left side. Then Rubio Rojas, upper V. Boom. So you're looking at a situation where Paraguay has 3. Brazil has 3 with a kicker going up. I told you, Roberto Firmino, this is the game that he wishes he could have back. He steps up, cracks the ball wide left. He didn't look like confidence. I don't know what it was. He hit it wide left. And so now you have Paraguay, who's actually still in the game. Then, luckily for Brazil, Gonzalez steps up and misses as well. So that leaves Gabriel Jesus up to clean up the game. And he did. He made it. Solid shot. Boom. Brazil's going on to the semifinals versus the winner of Venezuela and Argentina. But I tell you what, I really think Brazil needs to start playing a little wider. I mean, they're playing so much in the middle. And then they've got one forward that's sitting in the middle, waiting for the ball with their back to the goal. And then you have the other one that is looking for a header, but he's standing 3 feet away from the other striker. It's very disjointed. You could tell they don't really have a system. They're just kind of going out there with all these great players trying to make it work. I'm not trying to sound frustrated, but it's really it's not pleasing. It's not pleasing to the eye like it usually is. But either way, solid win. One point I do want to make. I was watching Brazil in the Women's World Cup. And can somebody tell me why the women Brazilian team have 5 stars on their jerseys? No other team allows the women to wear the same stars that the men have. Why is it that Brazil has given their women 5 stars to match the men's 5 World Cups? and no other team does that. Anyway, just a side thought.